All right, this is 2.02 actually. I have the unit backwards. So 2.02, similar figures, notations. We're going to go over some notation and some things that you should already know, but if you don't, now's your chance to learn. So we have an angle. This is formed by two rays or two lines or segments, and they share a vertex, or they create a vertex. You can name it with a letter. Sometimes, like down here, use a number to label it, or use three letters, so T to R to A. So angle T, R, A, for example. Or backwards, A, R, T, art. As long as this is in the middle, which is what we talk about here. So T, R, A is in the middle, or backwards, A, R, T. Congruent angles. This is also the same thing as equal. Angles with the same measure. Vertical angles, two angles whose sides are opposite rays. So if you're looking over here, we have two lines coming through, and angle 3 and angle 4 would be vertical. Those are congruent. And angle 1 and angle 2 are opposite. So those are also congruent or equal or the same. Complementary and supplementary are very, very similar things. Complementary adds up to 90 degrees, and supplementary adds up to 180. The way I like to memorize it is C comes before in the alphabet, so C, then S in the alphabet, so C is less, which is 90, S is 180. Proportional figures have the same ratio between all pairs of corresponding sides, and similar figures have proportional sides and congruent angles. All right, let's do Model A. So Model A, the two triangles are similar. That's a statement. Lists all pairs of congruent corresponding angles. What you're going to look for here is these things. If there's 1 in there, that means that the 1 and 1 are congruent. So angle C and angle C and angle F are congruent. So C, F. Angle A has 2 lines. Angle D has 2 lines. Angle A, angle D. And finally, B has 3, and you can see E has 3. So B and E are congruent or the same. Write a proportion with all pairs of corresponding sides. So let me erase some of this stuff. Okay, so corresponding side, you make sure that you go from the same angle to the same angle. So I'm going to go from 1 to 2, which would be C to A. 1 to 2 would be F to D. So C, A over F, D. Those are going to be numbers on these assignments eventually. And we'll just count up. From 2 to 3 is AB. And then from 2 to 3 in this triangle is D to E. And then we have the last set, B to C, and E to F. Write a similarity statement for the two triangles. So I'm just going to go around from 1, 2 to 3. So C, A, B is similar to 1, 2, 3, which is F, D, E. Model B, the two triangles are similar. List all pairs of congruent corresponding angles. Write a proportion with all pairs of corresponding sides. Write a similarity statement for the two triangles. So we're going to do everything we did in Model A, just again over here, but we have to write all this stuff. We don't have the template set up for you. So we'll have angle something, congruent to angle something, and same thing again. And one last time. So I'm going to do first one that's most obvious, B and M. I'll do B first. So B to M. And then we can see from here we have two lines crossing each other, which means that this angle and that angle are vertical, which means they are congruent. So we'll go M, L, N. Just saying L is not enough because we actually have 4 angles all around L. There's also 2 angles here that are also congruent. Okay? So we have to be very specific here. Then finally, I said MLN, so that was from our 2 to our middle, out. So our 2 is B, middle, out. So BLA. And then finally, our last angle would be angle N and angle A. Right proportion for all pairs of corresponding sides. So let me erase some of this stuff so it's a little more clear what I'm doing. All right, let's go from our no, or I guess we can put 1 in there. So we know angle N and angle A are the same, so we'll go from 1 to 2. So NM over 1 to 2 is AB. And that ratio is equal to, let's go from 2 to the middle, so ML. 2 to the middle, BL. And that is equal to, let's go middle out to 1, so LN. Middle out to 1 is LA. And finally, we've got to write our triangle similarity statement. So I'm going to do the same process I just did. We'll go from this 1 mark to the M to the middle, so NML. So NML is similar to, we did 1 to 2 to middle, so ABL. And we are done.